think I'm live. Test, test. Chat will appear here when your stream goes live. Boom. Okay. Alright, what is up, people? Hope you guys are doing well. Let's put on my glasses. No, these are not my glasses. My glasses are not here. I don't really need them. Alright, I am going to do my second part of the Naga San Diego student breakdowns. I wanted to go over some of Jason's matches. I'm going to see how much we can get through. I got to leave around 8:15. That gives me about 30 minutes or so. So let's get right into it. First match. Here we go. Jason's first match at Naga San Diego. Let me make sure I have my pen ready to go. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in chat. I am totally cool doing some Q&A as well. All right, I think we're ready. All right, so I'm going to commentate through the match as it plays, and then afterwards I will break it down. All right, let's see here. So Jason immediately finds a grip to pull guard, looks for a collar tie grip, plays butterfly, but immediately gets to the rubber guard, already clearing the neck. I like how his left arm is hooking around the hip, and now he's starting to set up a Gogo plata and actually locking in a Gogo Clinch. Top player's trying to push down on Jason's bottom leg, but unable to. He starts to control the ankle, but Jason has a grip under his ankle and around his knee. The top player is just struggling to find an option here. He can't rotate to his right because his arm is trapped. He can't circle around to the left because of the triangle lock. And man, he's just stuck here. He's just trying to like push that ankle off, but he is in a pickle. Again, Jason's utilizing the Gogo Clinch technique and a little bit of a questionable stoppage, but the ref kind of shook the guy's arm. He wasn't responding. I think it was one of those Ben Askren, Robbie Lawler situations where the guy passed out, and as soon as as soon as Jason let go, he kind of came back to life. Again, I don't know. I'm not the guy. I wasn't in the match, but the ref really did shake the guy's hand. The ref was asking him if he was awake, and he wasn't responding, and he was stuck here. Let's see if there's any movement. Right. Let's take a look. Let's see if he was really out. Can we tell? See, like right here, he's shaking his hand. I don't know, man. As a spectator, I feel like he wasn't out. That's my honest opinion. And you know, clearly I'm not biased because my guy is is the one with the submission, right? But let's see, right here, and boom. The ref stops it here. Let's pull up my pen. So a couple things I would like to highlight. Do very small. The guy's gripping here. He's holding on to the ankle. That's one little clue that we can use to determine if this guy was out. He also has his leg extended here. And that's another clue to tell us that he's awake. It's just really hard to tell. I don't blame the ref in this situation because it is a difficult one to call. I can't really say for sure if the guy was out. Maybe Jason has a better insight, but just as a spectator, it looks like he's okay. However, Jason has this Gogo Clinch position, and it doesn't look like the guy on top's going anywhere. This Gogo Clinch position, if you don't know what the Gogo Clinch is, it's brutal. It is just so hard to escape in. It's fully locked in. There's really no getting out of this for the guy on top. It was really just a matter of time. So, yeah, was the stoppage early? Probably. They're on the side of safety, which is good. But I really don't see the guy on top getting out. Once this Gogo Clinch is locked in, it's a wrap. So let's break this down. Let's do the play-by-play from the top. All right, so we see here Jason in the standing position. He finds his grips. He's deciding to play guard. He pulls guard here. Immediately, the guy on top kind of lowers his level to prevent any leg entanglement. And Jason is able to get his leg out from the butterfly hook. And right away, he brings his leg up. Now, here's a huge mistake for the player on top. So, first thing that happens is the guy on top is kind of fine here. But as Jason pulls him in, I want you to pay attention to the top player's right arm. This arm here. The top player's right arm. The problem is as the top player is getting on top of Jason, like getting his chest closer, notice his arm moves to the mat right here. What's the keybind? Shift E. This arm here, that was his. That's he basically lost the match because he dropped his arm to the floor. There's really no reason that he should have put his arm down like that. It was. You don't ever want your arms on the mat when you're in somebody's full guard or butterfly guard. You need to keep your arms in position inside your partner. And he shouldn't even have been in between Jason's legs. So really two problems. So because the guy's arm is on the mat, Jason has what's called Free New York, which is the very first start of rubber guard. But he didn't even have to perform a zombie maneuver to get this arm on the mat because the guy put his hand on the mat for Jason. So immediately, I love how Jason kind of bypasses the basic control of rubber guard, where you take your right arm and you have your arm on the far side of the neck, and he recognizes he has space to just bring his left leg all the way over, almost like an omoplata. So from this position, Jason has the omoplata position. He doesn't have a Gogo Clinch yet. However, something I want to highlight right here is I like how Jason's arm is already hugging. He's already hugging the guy's back. Okay, I mentioned this in class the other day. When you're doing an omoplata, you want to make sure you have this arm up here so your opponent isn't able to circle and step over your body. The top player in this omoplata position wants to rotate counterclockwise to start stepping over the body. But because Jason's arm is blocking here, the top player is unable to rotate. And even if he did start rotating, Jason would be able to rotate with his partner. Okay, this would prevent the top player from stepping over Jason's body. And that was really crucial. Let's move forward. The next key moment, I would say a big mistake from the top player is just like not doing anything. Like he just stood his ground. He just tried to be, I don't know, tough here. But he was in a real problem. He should have gone for a roll. That's kind of a conventional wisdom. The top player should have tried to do a forward roll to get out of the omoplata. But he didn't want to. He tried to smash through it. Which, when you're in rubber guard, you can smash through rubber guard. But the leg is already in front of his head here. Jason's leg, his shin bone, is in front of the guy's neck and face. There's no way for the top player to drive in to pass the guard. You just can't do it because the shin is right in front of your face. Like you can't push through somebody's leg when their leg is in front of your face. It just doesn't make any sense. So the guy made a huge mistake here trying to pass or trying to smash him at this point. And like I said, the guy should have turned the other way to hit a forward roll. Big mistake. Next. Now this is when it got really bad. Because omoplata, especially no gi, is fairly a low percentage submission hold. It's more so a control position, and you can get it's a place that you can use to enter other techniques like taking the back, or when your partner rolls, you can control their roll to pass the guard to get top position. But because the guy didn't do anything, Jason was able to get his right arm very deep. So pay attention here to Jason's right hand. This hand here. Okay. Now, as the guy tries to pressure in, Jason is able to lengthen his arm. Before, Jason was grabbing his own shin, but now Jason is elbow deep on his own ankle. Can you see that? He's elbow deep, like his ankle is all the way inside of his elbow joint, which allows Jason's hand to go higher. Jason's arm goes higher. And because Jason's hand is able to go so high, he's able to lock his hands together here around his knee. Just perfect technique on the Gogo Clinch. Once his hands are locked, man, it is a very low percentage. If you know what you're doing right there, I'd say this is 80%, 85%. It's a done deal. So guy tries to pressure in still. And this is when it gets even worse, because now Jason's able to triangle lock here. Once that triangle lock is in, you got it's just a done deal. You're not getting out. You're really not getting out of this one. Once the legs are triangled and you have an S grip around the head and around the knee, you're not getting out of this one. So at this point, the guy is pretty much screwed. He tried to step over the legs. That was probably the best thing he could have done in this situation. But yeah, the guy just made too many mistakes. Too many mistakes. Wasn't able to move to his right. Wasn't able to step over the legs to the left. All bad. All right, and then eventually got the finish. What I would have recommended the top player to do is, let's start from the top again. We'll move on. But number one, the guy lowered his level and he put his hand on the mat. That was your first mistake. Second mistake, didn't roll. Should have recognized the situation. He should have tried to posture out first, try and like limp arm. Okay, you can limp arm out of omoplatas if you got a good limp arm. If the control isn't super tight, didn't even attempt to posture and limp, and then he should have rolled. There's really nothing stopping him from rolling. So he could have done that as well. The next mistake was not controlling the hand. So the top player, you see how he's trying to, the top player's left hand is here. He could have addressed the foot that was in front of his face and the hand. So Jason's left foot and Jason's right hand are right here in front of his face. The top player could have used his hand to start untangling the grip right there, because Jason's grabbing his own foot to maintain position. If the top player was able to take Jason's hand off of his ankle, then there would be no real control there. And then the top player could sneak his head underneath the ankle to put the foot back behind his head instead of in front of his face. So critical error there, didn't address the hand. And because he didn't address the hand, Jason was able to slip his arm deep. Jason was able to lock a grip behind his partner's head here. And because his hand is still not doing anything, the top player's hand is still just posting on his leg, Jason's legs are free to triangle lock. And once both the hands are locked and the legs are triangled, it's a wrap. You're not getting out of that. Solid control. Again, was it controversial? Yeah. Was the guy out? Who knows? Probably not. However, you're not getting out of this one. Okay. Excellent match by Jason. Really, really excellent technique. It's great to see him using some rubber guard. He's not really known as a rubber guard guy, so it's really awesome to see him using some rubber guard technique, expanding his repertoire of techniques. All right, next match. Match number 2 here. Jason is trying to get a clinch on the legs. Gets his legs on the inside, has an underhook. Using a shoulder crunch technique. Top player able to get his shoulder free, but in the process gets sweeped. Great little butterfly sweep from Jason. Now Jason's in the full guard. Jason comes to a standing position. Bottom player's legs break open. Jason looking for a body lock of some sort. This guy doing a really weird kind of reverse Ezekiel. I don't know about that one. I don't think that one's going to work. And Jason's doing a good job staying heavy. However, the bottom player going for rubber guards. This Gracie Baja guy looking at rubber guard for a second. Unsuccessful, and Jason is starting to work over towards his right side, trying to step over that knee, keeping the body clinch. Jason trying to force this half guard. Bottom player doing a good job of preventing the half guard. Finally, Jason's able to step over, entering the half guard, has a cross face. Bottom player doing a good job of keeping his hands inside. Not really allowing Jason to get a good underhook. Bottom player has his own underhook, uses that to enter 3/4 guard. Bottom player framing, trying to get some distance. Jason drops in for a ashigarami. Bottom player spins, the leg gets forced to the inside, scrambling. Jason's able to get on top here. So Jason was already on top when he entered the legs. So, I guess I don't need my headphones. So there was no sweep. They start back up on the feet. Jason looks like he wants to pull guard here. Slides into the guard. Bottom player attempts to knee cut, but to no avail. Jason in the electric underhooks uses a electric chair sweep to get on top. Bottom player's got a good grip on the head, but Jason's able to pass on the bottom player's weak side. And now he's threatening the Von Flue choke. Critical mistake from the bottom player. Held onto that headlock a little too long. And Jason was able to pass and is threatening the submission. Really great pressure here. Jason doing a good job not giving the guard recovery, and wow, gets the tap. Well, he tapped, no? Oh, okay, maybe they were just resetting. Oh, that's weird. They reset back into a basic side control. Bottom player gets his guard back. Jason kind of just float passes over the butterfly hooks. Gets into a north-south position. Little twister side control here. Great job working his hips back. Steps over into the mount. Bottom player does a good job of framing. Jason loses the mount but maintains the guard pass. Bottom player bellies out. Looks to come up with a single leg, but Jason turns it into a front headlock. Guillotine attempt. I think he got a point for that submission attempt. Bottom player trying a shoulder crunch with a butterfly hook. Looked like he almost had the Jason elevated for a second. Oh, he does have him elevated. He's got a good butterfly hook, but does not fully sweep him over. Bottom player enters a single leg X with an underhook. Really great entrance from the bottom player, but not able to sweep Jason. Jason's able to base. Oh, however, Jason falls to his butt. Bottom player getting a straight ankle lock grip. This looks kind of deep. This is not a great spot for Jason. I've seen a lot of ankle locks get finished like this. But it doesn't look like it's really phasing Jason. Jason high legs out of there. You got to think the bottom player just spent a lot of energy right there. He was pretty busy and none of it really paid off. So you got to think he just used a lot of energy and might be a bit fatigued from that, and mentally kind of crushed from that exchange. It really didn't get anything, and time expired. Jason wins by points. Really dominated that match. The bottom player, this Gracie Baja guy, had some good moves. Good shoulder crunch, good butterfly sweep attempts. Tried a leg lock, but nothing really worked out. Jason kind of saw it all coming. Did enough to defend. Really great match from both guys. I think both guys did really well. Jason was just one step ahead on most of the transitions. Let's see here. What can we take from this? So, quick breakdown. Let's run through this one fast. Pulls guard. Jason gets the butterflies. Has an underhook. Shoulder crunch. Homie control. Jason to the full guard. Loses the shoulder crunch, but let's see this butterfly sweep here. Jason, actually he does have the shoulder crunch. Jason's able to find that butterfly hook in. You guys see how he pummels his foot? Take a look. Check out this leg. I didn't even notice it when it was playing. It was pretty nice. Jason has the shoulder crunch with his legs on the outside, so he swivels his leg to the inside. Very little subtle move here. Bang. That butterfly hook allows him to elevate his partner's leg, and he changes to kind of a collar tie, because I'm pretty sure his shoulder crunch was getting loose, so he uses that butterfly hook to create an off balance and ends up getting top position. 2 points. Now, this kind of confused me. This is not a move here. Right here. I don't know what that is. This dude's arms on top. He's trying like a... I'm guessing like a reverse Ezekiel, but... yeah. I don't know what that was. Maybe he's just trying to control the posture. Maybe there's something there that I don't know, but it doesn't look like it really fazed Jason at all. Bottom player tries the rubber guard right here. Okay, now let me tell you why this rubber guard isn't working. Okay. The main reason why the bottom player is unable to play rubber guard here is because the bottom player, his hips are just completely flat on the mat, and he's trying to get to a chill dog position or like an omoplata, but he's not super flexible. You know, some guys are just insanely flexible and they can pull that foot in front of your head really easily. But for the average person, you need to be on your side. Okay, so Jason's doing a good job by keeping him flat. Okay. If the bottom player, if this Gracie Baja guy was able to shift his hips outwards in that direction, you guys see that? If he was able to shift his legs, his hip out this way, now it would be easier for this leg here to go in front of Jason's head. And if you saw from the last match, that's exactly what Jason did to his opponent. But Jason was able to switch his hips out. He was able to hip out, like shrimp out, to get that leg over the head. Jason in this match did a good job of preventing his opponent from doing the same, and that's why Jason was able to eventually step over into the half guard here. Now, once Jason got this half guard, he's got a good crossface, but to give credit to this Gracie Barra guy, the Gracie Barra guy did a good job of maintaining his elbow on the inside. That prevented Jason from getting an underhook. Now, because Jason doesn't have an underhook, his opponent is able to swim or shoot their own underhook. And that's why the bottom player is able to improve his position. Now he's in this like full guard scenario. Jason pops up to his feet, looking to enter into the legs, drops into the ashigarami. Partner very fastly rolls through. As he rolls, the leg gets switched to the inside. Right there, boom. And Jason's got a grip on the heel, and it's actually looking pretty close. It's a pretty close move right there. But there wasn't enough control on the hips, and that's why his lock was too low on the knee, which is why this Gracie Barra guy was able to just spin out of there. You see that? Just spins out. If I was Jason, I would, it's a scramble scenario, so you kind of just you're just trading, you're looking to sub him, but he could have controlled the second leg before attacking the inside heel hook. I've been playing Honey Hole for quite a few years now, and I just highly discourage people from attacking the heel hook before controlling the second leg. It is possible to finish heel hooks without controlling the second leg, but this has just happened to me so many times where you get your grip on someone like this, you're bringing them down, and then you're not controlling the second leg, so they're able to spin out right away. Another issue is he has the guy's hips are up right here, so Jason is able to bring him down. However, as he's being brought down, the guy is able to do a little hip escape. He's able to hip escape, and he's able to get his knee clear, or his hip free of the clinch. And now that because his hip is clear, he's able to spin and get his whole knee clear. Moving forward, we get reset. Jason slides in again. This guy does a decent knee slice, but doesn't have the underhook. This underhook really saves Jason, because as Jason slides in, he has the underhook. Can you guys see Jason's left arm here? Jason's left hand shooting as an underhook. Now Jason's able to use the electric underhooks to get all the way up, or sorry, not get all the way up, but able to use the electric chair sweep. Doesn't actually need to do the submission, but because Jason has this underhook around his partner's back and an underhook under the leg, he's able to use those grips with his arms to slide his hips underneath. And that's what's able to create the off balance of his opponent. So he's able to get under his partner. He's able to roll all the way on top. And this is a very common mistake. I didn't notice this when they were doing the roll. But this guy is working for a guillotine, which is a common threat when you're playing electric chair or electric underhooks. People can guillotine you. It's very possible. However, the guy doesn't get his knee free here. Jason's doing a good job of controlling the knee. If the guy on top was able to knee slice forward and get his knee free, then maybe he would be able to have some more success with the guillotine. However, Jason, as he rolls through, the Gracie Barra guy makes a critical error and he stays on the headlock. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but the guy on top keeps the headlock, and the problem with that is Jason's legs are on the weak side of, or maybe on the opposite side of the headlock, and that's a recipe for disaster for the person doing a headlock. All right, so if you have the headlock on someone, you can't let someone start passing towards the opposite side, okay? So again, the bottom player has the headlock here. Jason is starting to pass on the opposite side of the headlock, which is over here. That should tell the bottom player to let go of the headlock, because as you can see, the bottom player did not let go of the headlock, and Jason passed the guard and is inside control. And I thought this would have been a done deal right here. I think if Jason lifted his head and shifted his hips, he would have had this submission. Wasn't sure what his thought process was. Maybe he just wanted to hold him inside control. It's a point-based tournament. He's up a lot of points here. It would be smart to just maintain control. But Jason, I really think he could have finished this submission right here. Couple tips on finishing this choke for Jason. If you don't know, this is the Von Flue choke. Jason just has to lift his head up, which would drive his partner's shoulder further into his neck, his own shoulder into his neck, and Jason can lean towards this side. Let me change the color. Maybe a pink. Jason's hip wants to go this way, like a hip twist. If Jason does a hip twist towards the head, that will direct more weight into his own shoulder, moving into his partner's neck on the other side. So again, the head moving up will put more pressure in this side of the neck from the guy's shoulder, and then Jason moving his hip will direct more weight from his own shoulder. So you got this shoulder. Man, I'm really bad at making circles. This shoulder and this shoulder are what's driving into the neck to cause a submission. But they were kind of on the edge of the mat. Jason didn't apply the right direction of pressure. Actually kind of does drop his hip for a moment, but you actually want to have your hips kind of high. I've seen it done in different ways, but I really like to have the hips elevated, almost like a tripod where your butt's really high in the air to add additional pressure. He taps out right here, but I guess the ref maybe said reset. I don't know. I don't want to turn the audio on because it's kind of loud and annoying. You know how tournaments are. But I don't know, the dude taps out. But maybe he taps because the ref said reset. Who knows? They get reset back in side control. I'm not sure why they should have been reset in a Von Flue, right? The guy taps out, or they get reset here. So the ref resets him back in side control. Jason should have, and it's on the other side. Jason should have had the Von Flue. So make sure, that's a big tip there for tournaments, is make sure when you're getting reset, you get reset with the same position, especially if you're the one that's got the good position. You want to make sure you have the same position that you ended with. Let's see here. Great pass here. Jason on top. The guy has a butterfly hook, but Jason just scoots around it. This was the moment. Yeah, you see this guy's hips are just pointed the wrong way. The guy on bottom, sometimes there's a way that you can use this butterfly hook here to elevate your partner, but it's I'd say low percentage, and it's easy for the top player to just circle around the back of your hips. That's exactly what happens. The guy has a butterfly hook, but Jason's able to just rotate off the foot and circle into the side control. Moves immediately to north-south. Smashing the hips. Let's see what happened in the mount here. Guy on bottom is kind of bucking. I think Jason brings his leg over to look for a triangle for a minute, but it kind of goes over his head, so he's back in Keisakatami, judo side. Guy on bottom looks for a single leg here. Tries to get up. Loses a single, but he's in the turtle. Jason, front headlock, goes for this guillotine here. This is a good, legit guillotine attempt. Uses the guillotine to get back on top. This is where the bottom player had some success. He's got this shoulder crunch. He uses the shoulder crunch and the butterfly hooks to elevate Jason up. This is where the guy on bottom had a slight moment to sweep, but he didn't have enough. He should. Okay, I like this. The bottom player could have swept Jason if he just did a couple other things. The main thing that would have finalized the sweep for the bottom player is this foot. This foot here. He's got both of his feet inside, which is fine, but Jason is, look, he's on his tippy toe right there, and he's not going over. He's got really good balance. Just barely hanging on, really. All the guy on bottom has to do is bring his foot to the outside, like almost like this sweeping motion. And he just has to put the bottom of his foot on Jason's calf or the side of his knee to help sweep him across. And that would have been an easy sweep for the bottom player. So as he tries the sweep, it fails. Bottom player still has a butterfly hook in. He does a good job of kind of creating a bit of off balance here, but just kind of too slow. And he doesn't frame. He also would have been able to get into an ashigarami, like he was trying an ashi here, but if you can see, this guy's left hand or left arm is on the outside, and he's not able to get distance from Jason. Jason's crowding him, and the bottom player needs to create space. So the bottom player is unable to get to ashi because Jason's too close to him. So if the bottom player was able to get his hand inside and start framing on Jason's neck and chest, then he can push the upper body away, so his legs will be more effective in the butterfly sweep or in the ashigarami entrance. Let's see, he kind of does get to ashi though, regardless. Oh, he does do it. My mistake. So it was just kind of late, and that's what I'm talking about. See, he was able to get his hand inside, and you see, because his hand came inside, that's why this ashigarami was successful right here. He was able to create that distance between Jason's upper body and his own upper body to create the leg lock opportunity. Now this leg lock was somewhat close. It was decent position. They went belly down with it. Jason's leg was probably just too long. And then something that this guy could have done is he could have got up on his other knee, almost like a kneeling position. So the guy on bottom, this Gracie Baja guy, can you see his right leg here? See how it's flat? If the Gracie Baja guy could just turn a little bit more in this direction, like dropping this left shoulder further, kind of like turning towards us more, belly down, then he could get up on this right leg. He could either step it up with his foot or get up on his knee at least, and then he would be able to direct more weight into the ankle lock, because he's got a decent grip here on this foot. Jason's addressing it with his hand, but this isn't a good spot for Jason, and this is a good threat from this Gracie Baja guy, but he wasn't able to get enough weight because his leg is just flat here. He just needed a little bit more rotation to turn Jason, giving it his all. Doesn't end up working out. Jason's able to... Jason does the right thing here, and he starts to work up. He starts to stand up. That's something that could have gone wrong was Jason could have fell here, right? And he's almost falling. If Jason's hips were to fall all the way and his shoulder were to collapse to the floor in this area, then it's very possible that this guy would have enough power to finish this ankle lock. But instead of falling, Jason rises. He's able to come up, and he's able to get out of the ankle lock because he starts to come up. Does a good job evading any more leg entanglements. Gets the near pass, doesn't fully pass, and then gets the decision, gets the points, ends up winning. Really great match from Jason. This dude was good. Solid work from this guy. Great opponent. But Jason was just too technical, just always one step ahead. And a lot of the times, that's all you need to do. You just got to stay one step ahead of your opponent to neutralize their attacks. Jason had a couple good attacks himself. Really just a great positional game. Quite a good comparison to the last match where he just kind of dropped right into a submission. Jason had a great positional game, got good positions, got some good passes, moved from full guard to half guard to side control to mount. Even had a look at a leg lock, a guillotine, and a Von Flue. Really great display of a variety of positions and submissions in this match. So excellent job from Jason. That's going to be it for me today. I have to get going. I got to go teach class. But I hope you enjoyed my breakdown of Jason's first two matches. I will be back next time to finish the next two matches. And that's pretty much it. So thank you so much. Again, if you ever have any questions, feel free to send me a DM or type them in chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. So peace out. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.